Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24, created team with the 2013 mod. Here we are, ready for round 9, and we are heading, quote-unquote, to Germany for the Austrian Grand Prix. Or at least we would be if my game hadn't immediately crashed. Oh dear, it's going to be another one of those streams, isn't it? Yeah, this game is very unstable at the moment. I'll have to check the mod file. Don't think there's anything in there that's causing the issue. Evening Dino, evening Wayne, good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else who is lurking in the chat as well. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Good stuff. So, yes, quote-unquote, the German Grand Prix. Now, obviously, unfortunately, Hockenheim, not a circuit that we can actually race at, or at least not yet. Maybe someday in the future, a modder will import Hockenheim, but until then, we have to make do with Austria as our German Grand Prix for the 2013 season. And let's see where we are. We've got new parts on Schumacher's car today. Lots of new parts. We've got a new front wing on both of them, or we're about to have it on both of them. There we go. We've also got a new chassis and a new side pod on Schumacher's car as well. So if we have a quick look here, there you can see there is quite a nice substantial difference in a couple of key areas, notably speed for Schumacher. And let's see if that will be enough to get in the mix a bit more at this Grand Prix. It's a shame we don't have all the parts available for Jensen. We just didn't have enough time. But how long until we do get them? If we're lucky, we might get a couple before qualifying. Let's have a look. 3 days still until the next chassis, so we're not going to get that. We're 7 days away from our first of the new underfloors. 3 days away from another spare wing. We've got one spare going into this Grand Prix. And the next side pod will be ready not for another 6 days. So, yeah, Jensen won't get any parts apart from the front wing upgrade today. But he will get them for the next Grand Prix, which will be the Hungarian Grand Prix. And then, is it just before or just after Hungary that we find out whether we're going to get fired or not? I think it's just after, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. It's after Hungary and just before we go to Spa is when we get our board assessment. So, as things have been going this season, we are in real danger of potentially getting fired. As things go with the board at the moment, they are absolutely miffed with how results have been going. Miffed is putting it very, very lightly there. We haven't had a single result that has been pleasing in their eyes or even acceptable in their eyes, mainly because the season target and the long-term target, which also runs out at the end of this year, both of them are to win the constructed standings. And this car is not even capable of getting on the podium, let alone winning a world championship. So, despite our best efforts and despite the fact that we are scoring points, we are just not living up to the obscene expectations of the board. Here you can see the absolute gulf there is. We've got a top 3, a very much definitive top 3, of which RedBull is absolutely storming ahead so far this year. Mercedes and Ferrari are sort of fighting over second at the moment. And then there's a big gap back to Lotus and us, and we keep kind of switching place for 4th at the moment. And then look at the gap that goes back to Force India, who got their points, I think, maybe the very first Grand Prix of the year. Yeah, look at that. It was the second Grand Prix. Jeddah, quote-unquote, our Malaysian Grand Prix. Paul di Resta finishing in 8th place. That's the one and only time they finished in the points. And if it hadn't been for that, then, you know, everyone from Force India down would be on 0 points. There's a very definite divide between the teams that can compete and the teams that can't compete at the moment. And then you've got the teams that are, you know, even faster above us and Lotus. So we've really got our work cut out just to survive to the end of the year. We might not even make it to Hungary, well, to Spa, if results go badly in the next 2 races. It might push the board over the edge and they might lose all confidence in us. Really hope that does not happen. So let's see if we can maybe address that slightly here with our new upgrades. Maybe get a little bit closer to maybe an acceptable result. And let's head to Austria. Target for Michael will be 8th. We'll accept that. Target for Jensen, 9th. We'll accept that as well. Hopefully we'll get some cash this time. And off we go.
Welcome along to the spectacular setting of Austria. Set in the Austrian mountains, the Red Bull Ring offers fantastic views and thrilling racing. Originally built in 1970, the circuit has been part of the F1 season in its current format since 2014. McLaren's team principal will be walking on thin ice. The board is getting concerned about their recent lack of results. Let's see then how the weekend unfolds.
Crofty making mention of our problems with the board again for the 2nd race in a row is really not encouraging. Okay. Let's take a look at car parts. We've got a few bits that we can switch over just to save a little bit of wear and tear. We absolutely need to do that for Schumacher, given that he's on his 2nd set of parts for engine and gearbox, and that first DRS is in trouble. Going to need to switch that over. And then let's take a look at Jensen. Just need to switch out the engine. Everything else is fine and dandy for practice. Run plan Austria is 23 laps if you want to do 2 separate runs and have time to change setups in between. We are going to go for just 1 run. I'm hoping 20 laps will be enough just to get the feedback. We may actually go out for a 2nd run afterwards, but I don't know yet. I mean, Schumacher probably will run Schumacher a bit longer simply because his car part knowledge is going to be a lot less. Basically, look, 50%. He's running a lot of new parts. So let's run Schumacher for 25 laps. Just eat away at some of that. Some of the learning that needs to be done on these new parts can be shared with Jensen's. He's running the new front wing as well, but the chassis and the underfloor, not the underfloor, the chassis and the side pod, only on Michael's car. So he's the only one who can contribute to learning those parts this weekend, although when we get to the next Grand Prix in Hungary, Jensen will have those as well. So that will speed that up. We need to do our setups. Let's go with a 13.5. I'm going to keep the front wing at a 5 to start with. We'll go with a 1.9. And then let's go with that, I think, for Michael. And then we'll move over for Jensen. We'll go with something a little different, maybe. Let's try him with a 13 rear wing, I think. Let's go with that. Let's take the front wing down a bit as well. Let's go to a 4 on that. We'll go again with a 1.9. I'll go with a little bit more on the camber and a little bit less on the toe. And we'll give those a go. There we are. And let's head out. See if I can figure out who some of these rookies are. No, not really. I thought that might have been Carter Kane for a second. It's not. He would have been at Force India. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and have an actual look. So, oh, Brendan Hartley. I forgot. I keep forgetting that Brendan Hartley used to have a reserve role at Mercedes. So it's Rafael Marciello at Ferrari getting a run out today. Brendan Hartley there. Kevin Cordius, of course. Yes, I should have remembered that one. We've seen him already this season. Rio Haryanto getting a run at Marussia. Robin Fringe at Sauber. James Rossiter is the one getting a run out at Force India. And that's it for the rookies today. Avoid high-risk curves. And avoid high-risk curves. I'm fully expecting the RedBulls, Seb at least, probably Alonso.
So no risk on the curves.
To one-stop this Grand Prix. Maybe Alonso. Probably Kimi, actually, will do this as well. He'll probably do a one-stop mediums to hards. Just because of the obscene tyre wear of those top cars compared to us. But everyone else, I think, is going to be two-stopping. We are almost certainly going to be two-stopping. I just don't think we've got enough pace to pull off a one-stop. Right, I know I did Schumacher's high-risk curves to Leslie Jensen's. Yes, I did. Okay, let's get rid of the pop-up. And let's speed them up. Pace on Rosberg for 106.1, quicker than Webber. Again, it's a little tricky to try and figure out exactly where everyone is in practice, given that just one good slipstream lap getting DRS in all the zones can really make all the difference. We got our first bit of feedback from Schumacher. How's he feeling? 85%. It's not as good as I was hoping. I'm going to call him in. And we'll send him out for a second run, I think. Let's wait on Jensen. Oh, wow. Jensen's in some traffic. Goes for an overtake on the load on the Caterham, and immediately gets overtaken by Hamilton there. I think it's Hamilton. No, that's Rosberg actually. I think. Yeah, they both have yellow helmets, but that's a different shade of yellow. It's a lighter paler shade of yellow. And let me confirm. Yes, it was Rosberg. Right, into the pits behind the other caterer. Comes Schumacher. Stuck together like magnets. Right, too much rear wing. Let's reduce that down. Let's reduce the front wing down a bit. Let's bring down the cornering a touch. And the toe will go to there. That looks pretty good. Might put the front wing back to a 5. Let's go with that. And we're still waiting on feedback from Jensen. He still hasn't been able to get past that caterer. But we're not pushing, which certainly won't be helping. There we go. Now we've got feedback. Let's have a look. He's feeling okay with it. Oh, 80%. Yeah, we're going to need to call him in. A lot needs to change on that car. Alright, this time he gets up the inside in the braking zone. We're not using the battery though. Can we stick it in the inside still? No. Wow. Okay, so yeah, running, avoiding high curbs, low pace, low fuel, low battery means we are not able to actually overtake one of the caterers. That indicates just how slow our current pace is. I think if we get through, we would be quicker, but we're coming to the pits now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It just shows, with realistic racing, it just shows how much harder it is to overtake. If you're not actually pushing for the overtake, you end up just sat behind, losing time. Alright, so not enough rear wing on this car, so we'll bump that to a 13.5. What else needs to change? We need to find quite a bit. The braking stability is off. So let's push this way. Let's increase the front wing. Take that back to a 5. Need to change the cornering ever so slightly. I think that's too much camber. Ooh, is that going to register as an actual change? I don't know. Let's do that. Let's bring that back in a couple of clicks. Let's try that. See how we get on with that.
Now, there's been an incident involving the Sauber.
Which Sauber? Oh, Frins. Is he locked up? He has. He's punted Van der Gaard. He now has a great big hole in his wing. Onto the track for Schumacher. And that's a penalty for Frins. Now, does that mean that if he ever gets on the grid, he'll actually get a penalty? I'm kind of curious. I don't think I can't remember the last time we saw a rookie an affiliate in an FP1 session actually get a penalty. So I'm curious as to whether the game will just transpose that penalty over onto Gutierrez or not. So I know it does that with part penalties, but that's a driver penalty, so surely that will not apply to Gutierrez. But it does mean that, if Frins ever gets on the grid, he's going to immediately get penalised. Can you imagine if you did that in every FP1 session he took part in, then made it to the grid and immediately had like 10 penalties that needed to be applied? That would be insane. That would be absolutely crazy. Right, time for the second run. Little error for Maldonado. That's turn 9, where he ran wide, so he would have hit this gravel patch just here. Oh, so close. Again, just missed out. One click of toe to correct that car. And that is done. That's encouraging. But we'll leave him out there because his car part knowledge is low. So he's going to need a lot more track time than Jensen's going to need. Speaking of Jensen, let's see how happy he is with his car. Oh, 2%. We only found 2%.
Yeah, copy that.
Wow. Okay. Don't tell me it's a 14 on the rear wing. Or a 12.5. That would be crazy. I don't think I've ever seen 12.5 on this circuit. It's got to be the roll bar that needs to change then. It's got to go back to a 2.8, I would imagine. Let's call Jensen in. Let's take a look. No, it's the toe. It's massively off, which means that's going to have to come back. I don't know if I want to go to a 5.5. Let's try that. So we get a small change right up to the very edge of the box there. We get a small change there. That stays where it needs to be there. You watch me be one click a toe off again. And that's Jensen done for this session. Schumacher, let's see. Don't know how many laps he's done on the first stint. So I'm not sure how long he's going to be. He'll probably be out there to the flag now. Oh no, he's in. Okay. Let's try and get down to a 0.9. And we've got identical times at the top of the leaderboard here. Massa and Rosberg have set identical times. 106.067. We don't see it all that often. So it's always worth noting when it does happen. Given the pace difference here, Chilton 3 seconds off, and given how short a lap this is, we are going to see the Marussias and the Caterhams lapped potentially many times here today. It all depends, I suppose, on safety cars, etc., red flags, if we get any of those, allowing the grid to unlap themselves. So there's that penalty for Frins. Let's see if that carries over to Gutierrez or not. Shouldn't do, but who knows how well this game is coded. Let's find out, shall we, as we head into practice 2. Let's get practice 2 underway, shall we? We're at 40%, so Schumacher still needs, assuming that setup is now accurate, and if it isn't, we can easily correct it afterwards. Schumacher needs 10%, which is a fair amount of time on track. So I'm going to put him in for 25 laps of fuel again. Go. Jensen won't need quite as much. We'll put him in for 20. I might put Schumacher in for 30 laps of fuel, actually, because, again, it's a very quick lap. So let's go with that little bit of extra fuel. Could do his pace settings. There we go. Frustrating thing is that we're burning out these practice parts a bit quicker by doing the extra running, but it's kind of a necessity, unfortunately, to make sure that we definitely get Michael up to 100%. So let's hit the track.
Stay off the curbs.
There we go. Right. Speeding them up. Where is everybody else? There's Chilton. Seb pops out. We'll start to see a few more dribble onto the track. I was watching a very interesting little video from the race before tonight's stream, talking about the potential future illegality of the Red Bull upgrade package, where it has a very distinct sharp edge, where the side pod connects back to the back of the floor, simply because it has that sharp edge. It's kind of in a grey area in the rules as to whether or not that's actually acceptable or not. So we may see that get revised in the future. Or if it becomes legal, we might see a lot of other teams start to copy it as the season progresses. It will be very interesting to keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at Schumacher's feedback. We went the wrong way. That's an easy fix, though. We can just push that toe up to a 1 instead of a 0.9. And then that car is at 100%. So now we just need to make sure he gets enough time on track to get his prep level to 50%. And then we'll be fine. Jensen's there at 50%. Assuming that the setup's correct. So we just need to get that setup feedback now. Oh, it's 92. Okay? We're still off. Something is still out of whack. And I think that has to be... Oh, he's coming in anyway. I was about to call him in. I think that has to be the roll bar then. Because I don't think anything else is too far away from where it needs to be now. Unless it's still the toe. I suppose that's a possibility. In which case, a lot of things are going to be a bit screwy. So we are going to have to send Jensen out for another run. Because that's potentially something that is going to be very tricky to unpick, depending on which part of the car needs to change.
Pit lane speed limiter on. Copy. Stop in front of our garage.
It's the roll bar. Okay, so we can do that. We can bring that like that. I'll take that back actually to a 2.9. To get that right on the very edge there. And then we need to bring the toe down to compensate. And I think that is right about where it needs to be. That isn't enough. That, I think, will do it. But we'll need to send him out for another run to confirm. How are we looking on Schumacher? He's at 45%. Still more needed. We'll gain an extra 1% from the setup. So we're at 47. Well, 97. How many laps has he got left? He's only got a couple of laps left. Oh no, we put him in for 30, didn't we? Might not be enough. Evening, Luca. We might just miss it. Prepared to keep him out a little bit longer. It's tight. Yeah, we'll just let him run till he runs out of fuel, and then we'll call him in. And then we know what the fix is going to be. There we go. Let's call him in. And he should then be at 100%. Okay, so that needs to be there. And that car should now, with that little tweak to the setup, given this is worth 50%, a 2% change is worth 1% to our prep level. That should now make Schumacher at 100%. There we go. Still got to sort out Jensen's car. And I'm really curious to see just how much of a performance increase the upgrades will make on our Grand Prix this weekend. The biggest impact will be the front wing, given the sheer amount of downforce that that's generating compared to the gains we're getting elsewhere. But there's definitely a speed improvement for Schumacher over Jensen, with the chassis and the side pod both taking some drag off the car. So it'll be interesting to see how much quicker we can expect to see Schumacher be. Let's have a look at Jensen. Did I see 100% on the setup? No. I said it, didn't I? So do you watch me be 1%, one click or toe away? And there we are, one click or toe away. Let's go with that and see if that works. And that might be it for us for practice. I don't think I'll send them back out again. VSC. Van der Gaard has had more than a... wow, that's actually turned into a full-on retirement, that issue. It's a car smoking. It is, yeah. And that is a legacy of his car getting punted by Robert Frins. Whether that was the gearbox or the engine itself, that fault developed and escalated very quickly. And so that is a killed power component. And of course, if something blows in the back of the car, it does additional damage to whatever else is in the back of the car. So if the engine goes like that, it's going to damage and give additional damage to the gearbox and the ERS. Likewise, if the gearbox goes, it's going to do additional damage to the engine and the ERS. The ERS, when that dies, that doesn't really do anything. It just stops working. But that is, that is potentially going to wipe out more than just one part. That retirement there, that could be quite catastrophic in that engine bay. I do want to have a look and see, so we can figure out just what is going to get replaced. So let's find Van der Gaard's. And yeah, we can see there, it was the gearbox. The engine wasn't in great shape, and the temperatures are starting to go up on the engine. And then the gearbox, just as you can see, went orange, and then just a few laps later went red, and then bang, 2 laps later, it was gone. Battery was at 81%. Let's see if that gets damaged in the next session. And let's see if it's done any additional damage to the engine. It's not a guarantee that when something goes bang, it's definitely going to damage other parts, but it's a good probability. Which is why if you're running an old part in practice and you have the opportunity to call a car in when it's about to go, call it in. Don't leave it to chance. Or maybe even during a race, you know, I would only say try and tough it out if you're like a lap or two away. Look at that. Gutierrez has been given the penalty. Yeah, I'm surprised. That shouldn't happen. It should have been Frins' penalty, but Gutierrez has been given it. Alright, we're going to sit out. Straight through into the next session. We're going to keep hold of those medium tyres. So we'll be giving back 2 sets of softs in this session. And let's keep an eye out for Van der Gaard. Of Got to wait until he's done a lap until we get data on his car. No sign of him yet. There he is. Right, so now he's crossed the line. We should have some data. Yeah, look at that. It killed the engine. He's got a brand new engine. It might... Was that 81 or was that 83? I think it was 81. So I don't think it's done any damage to the ERS, but it killed the gearbox when that went bang. Killed the engine as well. That engine is a brand new engine, so yeah, not good. Not good for Van der Gaard there. Okay, true for that matter, with their somewhat reduced budget compared to the top teams.
So this is what happened.
Cutting turn
now here
9.
we are at the final corner.
Running over the curb and going into the runoff.
Oh no, that's not quite what they would have wanted. And you really can't do that too often with these cars.
Track Pincher is sneaking up again. Saturday is going to be the hottest day of the weekend, so it'll be a little bit cooler on race day. I don't think we'll have an issue with overheating tyres unless we are pushing and getting stuck in traffic. But I can see this being an absolute cakewalk for Vettel again today. Maybe Alonso will keep up with him. Raikkonen could be a long-term threat. He may well, as I say, be looking to go with the one-stop strategy, given how good the Lotus tyre wear is. You can't even discount Grosjean from being up there and getting some good points as well. He doesn't have the pace of his teammate, but outscored him in the previous race because he out-qualified him. So if he starts high...
Now we can see what happened.
He could
But
finish
here
high.
we are following the Alpine. That's it. That's the spin. And there'll be
Let's
words
hope for
had
more of
after this,
those
I'm
during the
sure.
Grand Prix. And this is another one of those circuits where it's very easy to get pushed wide in the braking zones. You're going to see a lot of cars, I think, getting pushed out wide here through turn 4 and then hitting the gravel as they rejoin around turn 5 here. Likewise, we're going to see that here coming out of turn 3. We're going to see some cars getting pushed wide here, and absolutely through turn 1. I'll just minimise on board here. Coming through here, we're going to see some cars getting forced along the curb and then having to drive up the grass before they can rejoin somewhere around about here. So we're going to see a lot of cars getting pushed out of position, I think, throughout this Grand Prix. I just hope we're not going to fall victim to that. We really need that to happen to a lot of cars, and for us to maybe be doing it to other cars, so that we can try and maximise our chances of getting some good points and a decent response from the board for the first time this season as well. So it's looking very precarious now as to whether we'll actually make it to the midpoint of the season. This race needs to be, you know, I think if both this race and the next race are bad, we're probably going to get fired. And I say bad in the eyes of the board rather than bad in just a terrible result. We've been scoring points. It's just, as I say, that seen a requirement to win the Constructors' Championship with both targets this year, when the car is clearly not capable, it's going to kill us, I think. Right, there we go. Cars are set and prepped. We should be at 100% prep for both drivers, and hopefully 100% setup. Schumacher's definitely at 100%. Button might be. He might go down to a 98. But we are ready for qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Spielberg's short track comes with 2 high-speed straights. It might be tempting to prioritize low downforce here, but teams risk losing time when cornering if they do.
There's Red Bull's driver there getting ready for today's session. What have you made of them recently, Karun?
They had an excellent performance in practice, setting a solid lap time. They must be feeling confident. But confidence doesn't necessarily mean success in Formula One.
There's not much left to say, so let's get into it.
Okay, let's see how we can get on in qualifying. We should have the pace to get through with just a single run. Be worried if we don't. Go with a change of engine, and we're going to go with a change of ERS now as well, because we actually started getting battery issues with Schumacher in the last race. Gearbox has got 7% left before that becomes an issue, so we're going to switch that out now as well. And then all we need to change for Jensen is his engine. Put that one back in. There we go. And we are good to go. So, let's hit the track. Right. Who's going to be first out? Valtteri. Number 77 in a font that makes it look like a slightly wonky number 11. Evening, Army. Yeah, look at that track temperature. 47.3 degrees. This is definitely the hottest point of the weekend so far. Will be cooler on race day. Down to 24 degrees, I think. Yeah, 24 degrees. So track temperatures will probably be in the mid 30s to low 40s, I would imagine. Based on when we get cloud cover or not. Bianchi, DiResta and Peak all leaving the pits at the same time. And they're all going to be in Valtteri's way. Right, let's take a quick look at the weather. It's going to be a little bit of cloud cover just here to cool the track down. Just a touch. I don't know if I'm going to wait that long before I send the guys out. But we're not going to send them out early because there's no need to. One run should hopefully be enough. It's 16.7 from Valtteri in the opening sector. Who else is out now? One of the Salvers. Gutierrez with that unjust penalty. Oh, not ideal there for Valtteri. It's going to cost him a little bit in the middle. There's Di Resta. He gets out of the way nice and quickly. We've got Jean-Eric Verne coming out. We haven't watched a Toro Rosso for a while. So let's ride with Verne. Currently quickest in the first sector, 16.6, 29.4 in the middle sector, so half a second quicker than Valtteri went. Some of that will be down to the car performance, some of that will be down to Valtteri losing a little bit of time. Force India is, I think, the 6th best car, up there with Sauber. Those two are fighting over the 6th place car at the moment. Gutierrez is slightly quicker in the middle sector, but slightly slower in the first sector. He goes a tenth slower than Di Resta. Hulkenberg will probably go a little bit quicker than that. And now Verne gets his lap. Easily past Gutierrez there. Next up will be Jules Bianchi and Charles Pic. They might actually prove to be a little bit problematic here. Is Bianchi going to yield before turn 4? No, he's not. Right, past the Caterham nicely. And past the Marussia as well. I think he got through without losing time there. Did go purple, but it's not an amazingly fast car, the Toro Rosso. Very much inferior to the RedBull at this point in its history. And it's good enough for P3 for Verne. So, not great. How's my day been today? It's been alright. It's been alright. I was up for a couple hours this morning and then went back to sleep for a couple hours this afternoon. Nice and refreshed. I've been listening to an audiobook today. Not been up to too much. How about yourself? Which one of the RedBulls is out? It's Vettel. So Vettel's going to be the pace setter. Rosberg actually might possibly pip him. He's right behind him. So I might be able to get a good slipstream on him. So we're going to find out what we can sort of compare our car to very, very quickly. Give us an idea as to how effective our upgrades have been. Let's actually ride with Rosberg. I don't know if he's close enough to get a tow. I don't think he is. In the opening so cool. 16.3 for
Pilot
Rosberg.
stable. Good gap in front.
He is getting a distant toe.
You're good to
Maybe the car's just better in a straight line than the Red Bull. Oh, Rosberg's lap is ruined. He was down a 10th in the middle sector, but still up overall. Jensen to the 16.6. That's not bad. That's only a tenth away from Vettel. Schumacher to the 16.4. And it's a very short first sector, so it doesn't really mean too much. It's the middle sector that's going to be crucial for us. And Jensen's got traffic. Had a little bit of dirty air, 29.2. That's down nearly half a second. What about Schumacher? 29.0. That's a bit better. So Rosberg missing out quite badly.
We are
second slower than Vettel.
Last lap was good.
Schumacher very much quicker. He's only 3.5 tenths away. That's a bit more encouraging. That's with the new upgrades. All of them on Schumacher's car. Well, all the ones that are currently available. We've still got that underfloor to come as well. So, yeah, that is encouraging to be within 3.5 tenths on the first run. There's more pace to find for both us and Vettel. Yeah. That isn't bad at all. We are just going to stick to this just one run. Button should be safe. Yeah, he will be safe. I don't think we'll get knocked out. Not in this session. If this was session 2, we would absolutely have to send Jensen back out again. But in this session, we should be fine. So, who's on the lap? Pastor Maldonado. Number 13. Never was a car number more apt. Nobody used to run number 13 for superstitious reasons, and then along came Pastor Maldonado, and he's like, I'll run number 13, and everyone was like, no.
Pull up in front of our garage.
And yeah, he lived up to the number, didn't he? Let's see what his pace is like. 1.5 seconds away, 1.4 seconds. Di Resta having another run. Still is quicker than us. Both Ferraris on track now, as is Lewis Hamilton. Webber, I think, now leaving the pits. Yes, Webber's leaving the pits. Raikkonen is about to start his lap. We definitely want to keep an eye on Kimi Raikkonen. Oh, he's got traffic as well, potentially here with Webber. Oh, nearly getting squeezed by Hulkenberg as well. Gets past Webber, though, without too much issue. Di Resta stays P5. I don't know if he actually improved at all there. I don't think he did. Have a look. Paul Di Resta was just under a tenth, about 0.08 of a second slower overall on that second lap. 16.4 for Kimi. .29.0, so we've got more pace than Kimi in the middle sector. I think. Or maybe not, actually. Let's see. Does he beat Schumacher? He's going to beat Jensen. Oh, he's just behind. Look at that. That is so close. 24 thousandths of a second. Once again, this is one of those circuits where the margins can be absolutely tiny, but given the huge disparity of performance across the grid, some of these fights are going to be close. Some of them are going to be absolutely nowhere near each other. Ricardo goes up to P8. Massa having a little bit of traffic at the end of his lap. His final sector is not going to be good. He's stuck behind one of the Williams cars, I think. Was that one of the, it might have been one of the Toro Rossos. Yeah, it was behind Vern. Alonso is... How is he going to be at the end? Hamilton goes top. Alonso, yeah, much quicker. 3/10 quicker than Massa at the end of the lap there. So we have a new top position. Button in P9, more than comfortable at the moment. Let's see what Mark Webber does. It's Hulkenberg behind. Not a good middle sector for Hulkenberg. I think he might maybe have been held up slightly by Kimi Räikkönen there. Webber goes P2. Hulkenberg only good enough for P17. That's definitely out of position for him. Should just about have time to get back to the pits for another run. It will be tight. Jean-Eric Verne improves to P14. Up 2 places. Nico Rosberg well out of position here. Down to P15. It would be a huge shock if he's not able to improve for whatever reason on this run. Maldonado and Hulkenberg and Bottas all capable of finding a little bit more time. If Rosberg gets eliminated in Q1, that would be a massive shock. Not much in the way of traffic in front of him at the moment. We need... I don't think they're going to get out in time. OBS just disconnecting and reconnecting. Got my VPN on, so I'm going to have to turn that off. This is a good lap from Rosberg. That's what he needed. Valtteri's improving. Valtteri jumps up to P12. Rosberg goes top. Hulkenberg and Maldonado both need to find some time. Verne and Ricardo are also needing to find some time. Gutierrez is improving. He goes up to P10. Jensen now down to 12th. And all of a sudden, I'm a little worried for Jensen. The track seems to have wrapped up really quickly. And it's too late to send him out. Oh man, look at the traffic. This might actually work to our favour. We might see a lot of cars struggle. Oh, look at this. Cars coming through looking to try and improve. That was Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel found a 10th. Hamilton did not improve. That surely has cost them a little bit of time. Yeah, look how crowded the track is in key areas. And that Salbert there, is that Hulkenberg on his outlap? It is not well positioned. Vettel with a mighty middle sector, looking to go back to the top of the leaderboard. Can't do it. Didn't have a great final sector. Hamilton did not improve at all, had a horrible lap. Button is done as P12 for now. Ricardo's done in P15. Verne is out there. Maldonado and Hockenberg did not start the lap in time. They were pulled over by Vettel and Webb and Hamilton on the run to turn 9, and that meant that they lost too much time and could not start the lap, and so Jensen is safe. But for a moment, it was a little bit worrying, potentially there. Let me turn off the auto track on the camera because it keeps dropping down. There we go. Leave it like that, and that should now just stay static. Might need to bump that up slightly, actually. Looking at it. So, at the end of Q1 then, Gutierrez actually made the top 10. Has got that penalty, which he shouldn't have got, to be applied at the end of qualifying. We are going to say goodbye to Pastor Maldonado, Nico Hulkenberg, Jules Bianchi, Max Chilton, Charles Pic, and Guido van der Garde at the end of Q1. Q2 is something where we are going to have to run at least twice, I think. Alright, into Q2. Both cars do have a 100% setup. That's what I like to see. This time we will get out early. Ow. So out goes Jensen. Track temperature 48.7. Valtteri trying to follow Jensen out.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlap.
And Ricciardo coming out behind Schumacher, although not as close. If Valtteri can somehow manage to stay close enough on this outlap, he could end up having a mighty slipstream off the back of Jensen here, at least through the first two sectors anyway. Yeah, all the way through to turn 4. After that, it might be a little bit trickier for him. High track temp. Is it going to cool off for quite a nice little chunk of time there? Might try and get our second run out through that period there. Cool
Tyres
track.
are reaching the upper end of the temperature window. Tyre temperatures have been good. And drive straight out, drive straight out. The track will be clear.
Valtteri is close enough to get a little distant toe. Let's keep an eye on his sector time. as we hit turn 3. A couple of tenths behind. And I think the opportunity for him to get a toe is now gone. But who knows, that first sector could be crucial for him. Schumacher's slightly quicker in the opening sector. Middle sector should be better. No, it's worse.
Okay, look after the fuel on the way in.
The devil's gap. Oh, I say the devil's gap and literally just invoked a lockup. Ah, that gap is cursed.
Let's have a look at that. Look at the McLaren driver here. All good at this point. Struggling with the car. And they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
Yeah, well, luckily, those tyres probably not going to... Well, might run them again. Let's see. Schumacher ended up 8 thousandths of a second behind that middle sector. Being his undoing there. Half a second clear of Satil. 6.5 tenths clear of Ricciardo. Hamilton leaving the pit lane. Still not that much in the way of traffic at the moment. Everyone in front of Hamilton is making their way back to the pits. So as things currently sit, he is going to have a clean run with no traffic. Of course, there's still more cars to leave the pit lane.
Okay, stop on the marks.
How bad are those tyres? 80%. We'll run them one more time, see if we can make an improvement. Out goes Seb. And these tyres, 84%. So we didn't lose a huge amount. 4% on that lockup. I think it's quite fortunate that it was an end lap for Jensen. If he'd been pushing, A, it would have ruined his lap, but B, it would have taken a lot more out of those tyres going into that corner at like twice the speed. We've got the first of the Lotus drivers coming out. That is Grosjean and Mark Webber as well. As Hamilton gets through turn 1 without us getting in his way. We should get out of his way here before we hit turn 4 as well. I think maybe it'll be tight. It will be tight. There's Hamilton. No, we're into turn 4, so through turn 5, we're going to pull over. Yes. Oh, well, no, we do ruin his lap. For some reason, Button decided to get out of the way by parking on the racing line. So Hamilton's middle sector is destroyed. Look at that, 31.2. That's over 2 seconds slower than Jensen. Sorry, Lewis.
Tyre temperatures are in a good window.
4.7 seconds off the pace. He was quicker than us in the first and third sectors. Oh, we're going to yellow. Oh, it's a red flag. Vettel's crashed. Vettel has crashed on the start of his flying lap.
Now this was
He's out qualifying without setting a time.
just flies into that crash. And all it can
look at that.
take
Front
is
wing's
one
gone
mistake,
completely.
one momentary lapse of
Big hit
concentration.
on the side of the car as well.
And for the crew watching on in the garage, that really must
we've
have
got
been
a
a
red
hard one
flag.
to take.
And Seb is out. That is a huge shock. And has that given Alonso his best chance to win the Grand Prix? Gonna have 8.5 minutes to go. See what the track looks like. Temperature fluctuates again. Let's go straight back out. Give us enough time for a run on fresh tyres if we need it. Hopefully we won't. Grosjean's going to pop out right behind Schumacher. There he is. And that is Verne. Yeah, huge shock to see Seb out already. Let's see what that's done to his car. His engine wasn't great. His gearbox wasn't great. His battery was fine. Let's see if that gets, if those get ruined. And it's also kind of disheartening as well to see that Seb came into this Grand Prix still on his Mark 1, his original first engine and first gearbox. And still massively quicker than us with better engines. At least, you know, fresher engines and fresher gearbox. So, yeah. It just shows just how far behind we are.
The tyre temperature should be in a good place.
Right, Massa
Good
is
choice.
leaving the pits now as well. There's Webber. Webber might be an issue for Schumacher. Is Massa going to be an issue for Jensen? Right, we're cleanly through there. And we cleanly go past the Ferrari as well. Nice. 16.4 and the 16.5. Grosjean matching Jensen. The 10th down on Michael. I'm expecting Michael to be quicker than the Renaults, at least the Lotus Renaults, at least in qualifying. In the race, again, they got much better tyre wear than us, so that might be the difference maker there. Schumacher coming up to the back of Massa. Massa gets out of the way.
Currently P1. If you could keep your pace up on the in lap.
And Schumacher goes to the top briefly, not by a massive margin. Alonso is going to go top any second. And Grosjean is behind us in third place. Oh, look at the margin. Over 7.5 tenths. That is uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. De Resta pops up into P5. We've got Raikkonen crossing the line. He goes quicker than Schumacher by 1.7 tenths of a second. Webber and Massa both out there on a flying lap. There is Massa. Webber is a couple of corners behind. Approaching turn 4 now.
Pit limiter. Stop on the mark.
Massa goes to P3. I'll pause the car for a second because I thought I just spotted a logo I didn't expect to see on the Ferrari. Yeah, TNT. I did not expect that. Where is Webber? Only P8. Where did he lose his time? A little bit everywhere, really. Not a standout lap at all. Rosberg now is pushing for his first flying lap. And with Vettel not being able to set a time, that takes pressure off us needing to do another run. So I think we can probably just stay in the garage. Save a set of tyres for the next session. So Rosberg improves to P2. No one's come close to Alonso yet, have they? 4 tenths around here is a massive margin. And the one car that absolutely would have been fighting with Alonso is out. Maybe Hamilton on his next run will get a better chance. Oh, wait. Oh, Hamilton's going to be up against it here. He's going to have time to turn that car around. But did not get an improvement on that run. Or were we watching Hamilton and I thought it was Rosberg? No, because Rosberg's up there, look. So Hamilton needs to find some time. And he needs to leave the pits soon. You can get out with about 1:40 on the clock and be relatively comfortable, as long as you don't get pulled over on your outlap. And there he goes, on the back of a little queue of cars all heading out at the same time. Is there anybody about to start a flying lap? No, Ricciardo's coming into the pits. Verne is on a lap but not improving. So yeah, Hamilton should be fine here. He'll have that opportunity to improve. Webber, not safe either. He needs to find some time on his run. So, to start the lap for Mark Webber. New personal best for Valtteri in sector 1. Webber does a 16.3, 16.4 for Massa. Hamilton's now on his lap behind the 2 Lotus cars. Raikkonen hasn't improved. Grosjean has. Hamilton does a 16.3. Checker flag has now fallen. Valtteri's going to improve, but he's not going to get through, I don't think. Hamilton with a mighty middle sector. Valtteri improves to P11. Webber goes second, just missing out. It's the closest anyone's come. Massa improves as well. But it's Hamilton who's looking like he might actually go top here. Raikkonen stays P5. Grosjean improves to P4. Hamilton just misses out by 7 thousandths, but he's through, which is the important thing. Paul di Resta, can he squeeze through? Probably not with that middle sector. Satil can. Satil has knocked out Ricciardo. Di Resta misses out. Valtteri down in the end to 13th. Then it's Gutierrez in 14th. Verne in 15th. And out in P16 after crashing on the start of his flying lap is Sebastian Vettel. So, time for the top 10 shootout. We're going to run brand new tyres to start this one off. And because we need that every little advantage we can, we're going to need that extra confidence. We're going to send our drivers out straight away. And shit. Hamilton's gone out first. So Hamilton's going to go top. Button's not going to be able to compete with that, unfortunately. So we're not going to get peak confidence after this first run. That was why I wanted to get out early. Alonso popping out behind Schumacher. He's going to try and get a nice, mighty slipstream, and he will as well. Rosberg coming out now as well. So half the grid out straight away at the beginning of this session. Track temperature 48.3, again, really high. It's going to cool off for the second half of this run, or this session. Let's have a look at tyres, actually. So Jensen's tyres have switched on before he starts his lap. That's good.
Drive straight out. Track will be clear.
Let's go.
Looks like Michael's will as well. Yeah, there we go. Schumacher's tyres up to temperature as he crosses the line. Well, as he rounds turn 10. $16.3 for Hamilton, $16.4 for Jensen. $16.4 also for Schumacher. And $16.3 for Alonso. Not quite as quick. In fact, he's not as close as I thought he was going to be. Rosberg goes purple in the first sector. It's the middle sector that's going to determine this Grand Prix. Well, at least the starting run for this Grand Prix. And we're not far away from Hamilton. We lost out a little bit in the final sector. So
Just
less than 3/10 away.
The delta
That's
needs to be
encouraging
negative at the end of the
Jensen.
lap.
Schumacher once again, not quite as quick in the middle sector, which I'm surprised at. But quicker in the final sector, and that's enough to go a 10th quicker overall. Alonso is top. Rosberg flying, though. And he goes top by over 0.2 of a second, which is a big gap here. And we are an absolute gulf away from the front row after that lap. Massa's out there, warming up. Still no sign of Webber or the two Lotus cars yet. Oh, there's Raikkonen now. Satil is out there on an outlap as well. A couple of corners ahead of Massa. If Satil out-qualifies us, then we're in real trouble. We should easily out-qualify Satil. I'm hopeful that we're going to out-qualify at least Grosjean as well, maybe even Raikkonen.
Stop in front of our garage.
Beyond that, though, I don't know if we're going to be able to. Webber now leaving the pit lane. Grosjean now leading the pits as well. So that's everybody out, either having set a lap or about to set one. 16.4 for Massa. Track starting to cool down. 47.4 degrees now and still falling. 28.9 for Massa in the middle. Satil goes P6 and he is 0.8 of a second nearly. 7.5 tenths behind Jensen there. And Massa goes to P3. So, we'll wait and see what Raikkonen, Grosjean and Webber can do. I'm going to prep another run. Stay on the same tyres. Track falling down in temperature. 46.5 degrees now. Not the best middle sector for Kimi. Just saw a little flash of Grosjean's car in front of him. And Raikkonen is slower. 10.5 slower than Jensen. 2.5 slower than Schumacher. Oh, and he's locked up as well. That won't affect Alonso, who is coming through but out of the pit lane. There he is.
Let's take a closer look. Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. And the car just locks. By that point, it was just too late.
Right, so what can Webber do? It's a good middle sector for Webber. Grosjean coming up to the split as well. 29.0, that's kind of on pace with us. Webber, purple final sector, takes him up to P2, but he's still 2 tenths away from Rosberg. What about Grosjean? Oh yeah, qualifies us. And not by a small margin either. Track temperature down to 45 degrees now. Still cooling off. And I need to think about when we want to run now. I'm going to gamble and send Jensen now. Wait a little bit longer for Schumacher, I think. There's a high likelihood that either of the two are going to hit some traffic, no matter when I send them. Alonso has improved in the first sector. Even the safety clock. It's going all right. It's been a quiet night tonight. Not many
We
people
want to
feeling
generate
very
some
chatty.
temperature for this outlet.
Purple middle sector for Alonso. He is looking like he's going to reclaim top spot, but Rosberg's on the warm-up lap. We'll have something to say about that if he can. This is technically Rosberg's home Grand Prix. He's our stand-in for Hockenheim. Alonso does go top. How big is the margin? It won't tell me, unfortunately, until Rosberg starts his flying lap. Jensen's getting ready to start his flying lap. Please don't have traffic coming out.
Good gap in front. Let's go.
Jensen, give me something here. No improvement in the first sector. No improvement in the middle sector. This is not going to be an improved lap for Jensen. Gonna call him in. Send him straight back out again. He might even fit new tyres as well.
Okay, so remember pit lane speed limiter. Stop on the marks, attack into the box.
Might not have time to turn it round. It's going to be tight. This is going to be very tight. Yeah, let's give him new tyres. Basically going to have to put him on full attack straight away. We don't have much wiggle room here.
Warm the tyres where you can.
Alright, here we go. Look at Massa right on our gearbox. This is either going to help him or hurt him. Oh, not a good first sector for Schumacher either. Maybe we should put him on fresh tyres. At the very least, it's going to hurt Massa.
Use overtake.
Right, is Jensen going to make the line in time? It's going to be tight. We should do it. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we did it with a second to spare. Oh man, that was tight. The tyres aren't warmed up yet. Not properly. That's partly down to the track being cooler. Schumacher does not improve. Can Jensen do something on this run? Not the first sector he can't, but the tyres weren't fully up to temperature. Raikkonen improves his middle sector. Do not need Raikkonen finding more time. Use those tyres. Raikkonen improves above Jensen. Come on, Jensen. Just needed to find a 10th in the final sector. Damn it. We missed out on P8 by 38 thousandths of a second there. So it is Alonso on pole. Nico Rosberg will line up alongside him in second. Then Mark Webber and Felipe Massa. Hamilton will start row 3 alongside Romain Grosjean. Schumacher ahead of Raikkonen on row 4. And Jensen ahead of Satil on row 5. We've got that penalty to be applied for Gutierrez that he didn't actually earn. And we also have Seb way out of position. Next up is the Grand Prix.
Here among the mountains in Austria, the teams are preparing for the 71 laps of today's race.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. It's race day, and final preparations are underway.
Alright, let's get ourselves set up for the Grand Prix, shall we? Let's start by looking at the grids. So, yeah, there's Gutierrez with that 3-place penalty earned by his affiliate stand-in in FP1. Drops him down to 17th. That will move... Seb's in the pit lane. I was wondering why I couldn't see Seb. Seb's going to start from the back, the very back of the grid. We need to see how much damage has been done to his car as well. See what needs to be changed. His engine and gearbox were around 40%, just over 40%. The ERS was still fine, I think. So we'll see how much damage has been done, whether he's got a new powertrain or not. My guess is something on that car has been subbed back to a different part. I'm trying to think. Has he possibly switched onto his second DRS and then destroyed that? That would be the only thing I can think of that would cause him to need to take a big penalty like that. But then, no, I think it's he didn't have enough parts in a particular thing, and has had to roll back to a previous spec on one of the aero parts as to why he's gone into the pit lane. Oh no, wait, change the engine, even if it's within tolerance. If you change an engine or an engine component, that starts you from the back. Right, the one stop is possible, but it's not going to be the quickest option for us. We could go with this. We've got a few options. We could also go with maybe something like this, although that is going to be a bit less than optimal. We could go, which is what I'm leaning towards, something more along the lines of that. That is slightly quicker. The other option is that we start on softs and then we go to the hards. then we go to the mediums to finish out. Right, what about... trying to see if there are ways that we can be aggressive and still make time up, and it doesn't look like it. That is tempting. But I'd like to keep the hards in reserve in case we get a safety car. I'm leaning towards this. Just so we can maybe try and get a bit of an undercut. And then have some balance here. And then we can always go to a set of hard tyres here for the final stint. And it's going to be warmer in that final stint as well, which will push the tyre temps up a little bit. We only have the one set of softs with Jensen because we used that extra set. So I think with Jensen, what we might well do is go medium, medium, hard. In fact, Jensen's tyre wear better. Let's go with this. And we can always look at maybe switching him to a one stop, depending on how the race is going. We are going to throw some extra fuel in the car. We're going to go with 3 extra laps because I want to push the fuel, well, push the braking zones. We're going to absolutely need to do that if we want to get some concise overtakes. Yeah, it's going to make us a little heavy, though, at the start, which will have an initial impact on our pace. But there we go. So, strategies are chosen. We've got an offset between the two. We've got different fuel loads to the rest of the grid who are probably going to start under-fueled. Instructions are given. The start of the German Grand Prix is next.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. The Haas driver with a chance to impress a few people here.
They'll be a bit frustrated to start in P18, but if they nail their race strategy, who knows what they can pull off.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. The crowd are ready, the cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Good start from Webber. Very good start from Webber. Oh, look at Hamilton trying to get through. Don't see anybody getting initially squeezed. There's Schumacher. He gets past Grosjean. Might have a run at Massa here, potentially. Then Jensen punching his way through. And Schumacher's up to P5. Come on, Jensen. Yes, Jensen reclaims the position. So Jensen P7, Schumacher P5, taking advantage of those soft tyres. Alonso on the softs as well. And then everybody else in the top 9 is on mediums. We do have a lot of softs near the back of the grid. Vettel has started on softs and has immediately caught the back of the field. He's going to carve his way through the field so quickly. Maldonado starting on hard tyres back of the grid here. Seb immediately trying to get through in a very unusual spot. Just couldn't quite pull that one off. I'm actually going to just stay with Vettel for a moment here. Watch him try and carve his way through. Evening, Arctic. Schumacher struggling to stay with Hamilton. What is Vettel doing down in P22? He is down in P22 because he crashed on the start of his flying lap in Q2 and had to change something. Oh, that reminds me. Pause for a second. Yeah, he crashed in on the start of his flying lap in Q2, so retired from qualified P16, then started at the back from the pit lane because he's had to change something in the car engine-wise, I think. Let's take a look at what he's changed. Oh, engine and gearbox, and the ERS has lost about 25% as well, because that was around 80-odd%. I think his ERS was at 81 as well. So, yeah, new gearbox and a new engine have gone in. They were both in the low to mid-40s. They were both totaled, and the ERS has lost a good 25% as well from that crash. Right, Schumacher has caught back up to Hamilton, and Hamilton is not quite in DRS range. Button trying to put Massa under some pressure. Daniel, yes, see you guys. Right, surely Vettel will get through here comfortably. No DRS available for Maldonado. It'll be a braking zone manoeuvre. There we go, straight through. Pit lane podium. Oh yeah, he's definitely got a car that's capable, but he might struggle to catch Hamilton and Rosberg. They've been quick this weekend in practice and qualifying. Hey, Jensen is up another place.
To take a look here. Now this was at turn 3. It's there for the taking.
Lovely dive up the inside.
And the McLaren there with a beautiful manoeuvre.
Massa with a quicker acceleration out the corner, but hopefully the DRS will pay off. Massa still hasn't given up on this move, and now we finally get through. Massa's worked hard for that, and we're out of battery as a result.
Focus on
so
recharge.
Need to calm down the tyres a bit now.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
I don't think Button's going to stay ahead of Massa. Vettel still hasn't made another move. Here comes Massa having a look.
Pack is low.
And we basically tell Massa, piss off, you're not coming through. Vettel absolutely flying through past Van der Gaar. Massa has got back through again.
There are opportunities ahead.
No surprise there. Still got Grosjean right behind, and Raikkonen. Schumacher is sticking with Hamilton. Alonso has scampered away. He is now favourite to win this Grand Prix. Comfortably favourite to win this Grand Prix with Vettel so far out of position. And the fact that Vettel's on soft means he's two-stopping. but he will almost certainly be going soft, medium, soft, and soft, soft, medium. Same with Alonso. They're not going to one-stop this one. Anyone who's started on mediums could be one-stopping. Well, when I say anyone, I mean, you know, Rosberg, Hamilton, maybe. They're more likely to stop. Webber might be one-stopping. Grosjean and Raikkonen are probably going to one-stop. Maldonado might go for a one-stop. Interesting to see. Imagine Vettel lapping the Mauritius. Oh, it's going to happen. It'll happen.
There's still opportunities here.
The pace difference is, I would say, 3 seconds a lap. Vettel is slow at the moment because he's having to fight his way through a DRS train of slow cars. The 110, Alonso did a 1.8, and that's the kind of pace that Vettel should be doing. So he's 2 seconds a lap slower at the moment than he should be. Grosjean's got through. Ever since we stopped pushing, which means that that strategy might not be the one to be on. It might well be this one. Might have turned the battery off as well, which also isn't going to help. Vettel up to P18 now as he goes past Max Chilton.
Plenty to play for.
Raikkonen past Jensen as well now. Jensen really starting to struggle a little bit after that initial good start. Raikkonen diving at the inside at turn 3. And then the DRS opens. Through he goes. The annoying thing is the Lotus cars can be a lot more aggressive with their tyres than we can because their tyre wear is obscenely high. Ours is about 56%, I think. The Lotus is at 92% tyre wear. It's obscene. We are going to have to make some tweaks, I think, to save at the end of the season to try and balance out the car performance a bit more. Evening, Michael. Because the Lotus was good on its tyres, but it was never that good. And Massa has caught and passed Schumacher. Vettel's now past Bianchi. Next up is Jean-Eric Verne, did a 109.0 last lap. Starting to find some pace again. He's going to be onto the back of Verne pretty quickly. Look at the pace of peak. 112.6 effectively last lap. Seconds behind Raikkonen already. Vettel did the 108.7 last time. And he's almost caught the back of Verne. Hopefully we managed to drop Grosjean. He didn't get the DRS. He's going to have a slipstream though. And this time he gets a DRS. Often settling into P9, which is where his target is. Let's see if we can give him a bit more welly.
Use overtake.
Vern's already been overtaken by Verstappen. By Vettel. Playing Open Wheel 2 by Micropros. Never played that one. Played the first one. Yeah, Micropros F1 back in the was it the very early 90s, I think. As Grosjean gets past Schumacher, Massa just decided to blitz away from us and left us vulnerable because I wasn't paying attention, watching Seb.
So let's take a look at the replay. So here we are
Schumacher's tyres
following
are
the
starting to go
Alpine.
off a little bit as well now.
It's certainly inviting.
Yeah, look at that. We made a little bit of a defensive move, but he managed to get his car alongside the inside there.
That's
the
a
braking
great
zone.
move by the Alpine.
And we're going to be under real pressure from Raikkonen very, very soon. We're going to have to start pushing Michael again. Oh, is that the brand new one that's just come out? I knew that they talked about it because they did a remaster package, didn't they, of the original Jeff Crammond games.
And as
Well, they were
far as
talking
we
about a
can tell,
remastering of
they've
them.
got a fault with the car.
I don't know if that's out yet.
Recharge, John, please.
Barely staying ahead of Raikkonen, and we are struggling to stay with Grosjean. The tyres definitely starting to slip a little bit. I think I'm going to change Schumacher's strategy as well. Let's move him on to that one. Camera killed the zoom again. Weird. Yeah, look at this. We can't keep up. Grosjean is really going for it on Massa. Barely staying ahead of Kimi. I don't have the battery to do much else now. It looks as though we are going to be fighting over 7th and 9th. 8th and 9th again. Where's Vettel? There we go. He's at the P15 now. Back in the 110s as he's trying to punch through the traffic. So now his work without getting through these guys quickly because they're all in a train behind Still. to. Oh, all right. So this was Michael Pro's version of Motorsport Manager. By the look of it. But with some good mod support, this could be interesting. Yeah, it's a demo. I'm going to download the demo. And I'll give that a go. And if it's any good, then we might stick it on the channel. Foamy says to get Michael Pro's pants. Right, Vettel up to P14. Raikkonen now has passed Schumacher, so we're down to 8th and 9th. Window about to open up for Schumacher. We've dropped a long way behind. We are 18.5 seconds behind Alonso. So still stuck in some traffic. And again, he's lapping 2 seconds a lap slower than Alonso. This is basically handing the race to Alonso. Seb happened to start from the pit lane. Not as in-depth as this. I'm surprised, actually, because this isn't that in-depth. I mean, it looks gorgeous, and the race stuff is fun. But in terms of developing the car and everything, you know, at least vanilla-wise, it's not particularly in-depth. Some of the mods do make it definitely more of a challenge. Seconds behind Raikkonen already, look. In terms of race management, it's more running a race team. Well, that's what everyone thought this was going to be in terms of actually running the team, but the majority of this game is actually just being a race engineer. These two fighting in front is absolutely killing Vettel here. Every time he tries to get through, one of them goes side by side with the other one. See if Ricciardo pulls over. Doubt it. Inter-team orders don't exist in this. They're not supposed to in Formula One in general, but they always seem to when it comes to Red Bull. Ricciardo has now dropped out of range, so this should now be a straightforward overtake for Vettel. There we go, gets through, and he gets the DRS as well. Hands up to P13. Fast lap for Lewis, trying to close down Rosberg, who's on the back of Webber. Jensen's pit window opens at next lap. Starting to close back in on Schumacher. And there we see Vettel back to what sort of pace he should be doing. A 107.9. And we have our first car into the pits. It's Guido van der Garde in the Caterham. And there goes Alonso. So he's now a lap down. Hard tyres going on. Will he get out in front of Massa and Raikkonen? No, he won't. There's Massa, there's Raikkonen.
We are ready for you.
And we put 3 laps of fuel in the car at the start. 3 extra laps, and you can see we've burnt almost all of that off already. In comes Di Resta. Problem with the left rear. Possibly with one of the other tyres as well. Slightly delayed stop. Nothing massively serious. Chilton's in. And Charles Pic as well. And Alonso's in from the lead. There is Webber. Then Rosberg and Hamilton. Medium tyres for Fernando. Clean stop. Didn't look amazingly quick, but it was clean, which is important. He's going to come out behind Raikkonen, I think. Oh, just ahead for now, but Raikkonen's got the speed. And there we go. Raikkonen gets through. Oh, does he? Maybe not. A 2.6 second stop for Schumacher. Not bad. Let's see. 4th quickest stop. 2.6. It's not a particularly quick stop either. So a 2.4 could end up being a very, very good stop here today. We come out just behind Valtteri. Did we get close enough in the braking zone to tag the DRS? No, we didn't. Jensen's now out of spare fuel. Vettel is in P9, just 6.5 seconds behind.
Let's see what we've got.
Oof. He's caught up quickly.
Lift off end of straight.
Ooh, yellow flag. He made a mistake at turn 1. As through goes Jensen.
Let's see what happened there. Now we're watching the action closely here. Oh, all right so far. Oh, and the car locks up. But that's just the risk you take. The
Big
later you
lock up
leave
there.
it.
Oh, another incident. That is Max Chilton. Is that a collision with someone? No, just a spin.
But this is what happened. Nothing wrong so far. And the control's lost. In
Pulled
the end,
over to
just
let
a helpless passenger.
someone through. I'm not sure if it was a RedBull or Toro
It's
Rosso.
not going the way the team had hoped today.
My guess is it was Vettel. No, it wasn't Vettel. It must have been Webber. New fastest lap for Fernando. Where is Alonso? There he is. He's caught the back of Massa.
So we're boxed this lap.
No team orders. Jean-Eric Verne into the pits. Alonso is going to have to do this the hard way. Massa won't make it easy for him. Oh, no, Alonso's got an issue now. Yeah, one other thing to think about as well for Vettel is that you can see an engine problem for Fernando. Fernando's running his original parts, but after that big crash, it's a brand new engine and a brand new gearbox for Sebastian. That's just 4 seconds behind Jensen. Shimi's fuel. Yeah, I spotted that just before the chat message came through. I mean, we've still got a massive amount of laps to go, so it wouldn't be a massive problem. Vettel's coming in as well. Good stop, 2.4 seconds. Clean stop for Vettel. He's going to be right on the back of us. Schumacher goes through. We should make it out in front of Sutil. There's Sutil, but Vettel won't.
Your P10.
So there is an extra car between us again. A 2.4 second stop is going to be one of the quicker end of the spectrum at the moment. Let's have a look. Second at the moment, just behind Williams' stop there.
We can push.
So the question now is how many of these guys are one-stopping? And is Raikkonen one-stopping? Alonso's two-stopping. New fastest lap for Schumacher as Ricciardo has an issue.
But it looks like they're carrying
It's one of the few
some
drivers
kind of
with
fault.
voices. I thought we might actually hear what the issue was. So yeah, a new fastest lap for Schumacher, 106.9. He takes a huge bite out of Esteban Gutierrez. Vettel gets through on Sutil already. Webber leads Rosberg still. Hamilton's dropped back a little bit now. He's 3.5 seconds further back. Di Resta gets past Maldonado. Massa into the pits. As Alonso has got past Raikkonen as well. Set of hard tyres going on. I don't know if he's going to one-stop. He might try it and lose his tyres at the very end if he does go for it. Schumacher in with a chance of getting past Massa here. No, it's just a little bit too far ahead. Jensen can now start to push his battery.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape. Use overtake.
Vettel 11th is strange. Well, yeah, but he started 22nd. He's already up into just outside the points. And as soon as Gutierrez boxes, I thought we were in the DRS zone. We weren't. This time we should be. Yeah, there we go. There is Jensen, just at the top of the screen, getting a move done on one of the Marussias. No, one of the Caterhams. Vettel's through as well. New fastest lap for Massa, 106.6. One 106.7 for Jensen.
The temperatures all look fine.
Easy overtake there for Schumacher. We'll get the DRS as well.
Recharge on.
And there we go. We've broken the DRS to Gutierrez. Lost a lot of time to Massa. We're not really able to compete with Massa. Unfortunately, we're not really able to compete with anybody today, it would seem. We're going to be, and again, I think, in our own little world, and I think there's a very real chance that Vettel's going to beat us as well. I mean, with the pace on that car, there's no reason he shouldn't. So we're probably going to finish 9th and 10th again. Rosberg's in, and this is into one-stop territory. Let's see if he goes hard tyres or not. He is going hard tyres, so this could well be a one-stop for Rosberg. Still think there's a chance he might two-stop this, but he is definitely in that one-stop window now. And Raikkonen's going to come through, maybe, on the run to turn 3. There is Kimi. Raikkonen a little bit too far back, but he'll get the DRS, I think. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Kimi hasn't stopped yet, that's why. So Kimi doesn't have as much grip. And immediately Rosberg takes off like a rocket. Right, Jensen has caught the back of Gutierrez, but Vettel is right there with us as well.
It has DRS. Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast. Okay, let's see if we can get past.
Oh no, no, there's a Caterham in the way.
Available.
Oh Jesus.
Pick clear air if you can.
Get out of the way, you tart. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh dear. Gutierrez is going for the one stop.
Maximum PU cooling.
we go. We get through. Oh, we push him off the track. Damn it! I was hoping he would stick behind Vettel. Right, we've got to go into full defence to try and keep Seb behind us.
Focus on recharge.
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
Slow stop for Pasta.
So there comes the Williams.
So
And it's
he's
in
two-stopping
that
because he
moment
hasn't gone
right
long
there
enough on
that
those
things go
cards
wrong.
to make a two-stop work. He needed to do at least 40 laps, really, on those tyres. So, Peak's been lapped twice. Everyone up to and including Ricciardo's been lapped once. And Valtteri is only a corner away from being lapped himself.
He has DRS.
Go on, push him off the track. Yes!
URP9.
Yes! There we go. Good lad. Good lad. That's what we need to keep doing. Webber's in.
More lift and coast.
Oh, it's a slow stop. It's a slow stop. Raikkonen's in. He absolutely has a tyre wear to make a one-stop work. As does Webber. Vettel trying to line this up again.
Time management looks
God,
okay.
that's Schumacher in front, isn't it? Yeah, we need to pick Schumacher's pace up again. No, Jensen! Bugger.
We think there's still opportunities here.
Hamilton in from the lead. Ah, shit. Stop for Hamilton as well. And Grosjean's in. What a stupid action on going home with Vettel. I remember him losing the plot a couple of times on the radio. He was extremely entitled back then.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
All right, there we go. Schumacher through on Raikkonen. Raikkonen's going to the end, so we needed to get ahead of him. A, to see if we can pull away from him before we make our next stop. And B, if we can't, to at least slow Raikkonen down to make it easier to try and chase after him later. New fastest lap for Michael, a 106.3.
Use the tyre.
Can't quite seem to drop Raikkonen. Now we might manage it, but we're going to be out of battery. So, as we fastly approach 105.9, that's a very quick lap for Massa. As we quickly approach the midway point of this Grand Prix, Alonso leads by 9 seconds from Rosberg. Webber is another 5 seconds back. Then another 7 seconds back to Hamilton. Those chasing three have really spaced themselves out a bit now. Massa in 5th with that new fastest lap is... overtaken here. Massa is just 2.5, 3 seconds behind Hamilton now. Then it's Grosjean, Raikkonen, Schumacher just being overtaken. Vettel in P9 now. Button in 10th has dropped a long way back. Now a new fastest lap for Lewis. .105.7. Raikkonen's pushing to try and break away from us. Vettel's closing in on us. We are about to be very vulnerable if we're not careful here. Couldn't get DRS off the back of the Caterham. Vettel is going to have a lunge into turn 4. All right, let's see if Michael can hold Vettel back a bit. It would be nice to actually achieve one of our drivers' targets today. Oh, and he's through. So our robust, sturdy defence lasted entirely less than half a lap. We just can't keep up. So we're racing for 9th and 10th again, annoyingly. And the targets are 8th and 9th, so we would have to sacrifice Schumacher to Jensen just to get some money from one of our drivers. We do kind of need it because we haven't got it. We're going to have to start playing safe with our sponsor targets now, it would seem. We're going to have to start selecting the middle option with both drivers. That's really not good. I was really hoping as well that we would have taken a big step forward with the car today, but no. I think the tyre wear is the biggest issue. We just don't have any life in the tyres to be able to compete long term against the other cars. We're great in short little spurts, short little stints, but this car just doesn't work over a full race distance. It's too hard on its tyres. We are going to have to address that. If we survive to the end of the year, we'll be in a much better shape next season to be able to really work on the tyre wear. But this season is not going well. Of course, this is the start of the declining period for McLaren. Someone's got an issue. Oh, it's Alonso.
Engine.
That's the second time he's had a temporary issue with the engine. Well, second time he's had an issue with the engine. He had a temporary issue earlier. Now we've got another one. Is this going to develop into something a little bit more permanent?
Recharge on.
Into the pits then for Fernando. So, final stop. He started on soft, then went to mediums. Could he go mediums to the end, or is he going hards? He's going hards. 30 laps to do on those tyres. Makes sense, I suppose, to go hards. He will come out behind Hamilton, but ahead of Massa. At least he won't be held up by his teammate this time. Race still very much in his hands. Everyone else in front should be going the distance, but Alonso are now on much fresher tyres. As Vettel gets himself up into P7. And I imagine now he'll start to pull away from Kimi. Vettel needs to stop again. Raikkonen is going the distance. Should be going the distance. In comes Valtteri in P14. As he gets lapped by Hamilton and Alonso. Heat now is 3 laps down. Chilton and the others are 2 laps down. There is Seb. And I'm pretty sure Seb has at least lapped one of these guys. Well, he might be about to lap. Let's see. No, he's clearly put a lap on those guys. Maybe about to put his second lap on them. He's flying like a 105.9. Just behind Hamilton's 105. Oh, 105.3. Very quick lap. What is the fastest lap? Is that the fastest lap? 105.3. Was 105.7. Yeah, 105.3. Hamilton with a new fastest lap. You click on them and find with their track position. Yeah, kind of. But again, it doesn't say how far down they are to Vettel. It just says they're a lap down to these guys. So you have to look at the gaps and start adding the gaps up. And you can see there's a huge gap to Bianchi. Big gap there, big gap here and here as well. So yeah, they're going to be multiple laps down to Seb by now. Final stop then for Chilton. The final planned stop for Chilton anyway. There's Webber. Ugh.
We are ready for you.
Right, pit windows open for both of our boys. Vettel coming up to put his second lap on Van der Garde. No, not Van der Garde. Yeah, Van der Garde. The second lap on Van der Garde. Who is really slow. Look, 113's 6 seconds slower. Someone's made a mistake. We can keep pushing these tyres a bit longer yet.
Yellow's ahead.
A lock-up for
Now
Paul
we
di
can
Resta.
see what happened. Now here we are tackling turn
That's
3.
not turn 3, it's turn 4.
The brakes couldn't cope.
Oh,
They were
straight
just
into the
unable
gravel.
to do much about it.
Unusual to see them go off in that angle. Normally they go off about halfway around the corner. Of course, this is famously where Sainz parked his car when it was on. I think it was on fire, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't stay stopped because it was on a gradient. So he had to stay in the car until someone came and put a truck behind while the car was on fire. Every time he tried to take his foot off the brake to get out the car, it started rolling back slightly. That was a few years ago now. And there we go, Charpique getting lapped. We are now 10.5 seconds behind Raikkonen. Ah, dear, oh dear. I'm very tempted to go for a set of soft tyres and just be careful with them. given that we've got this extended window now of increased heat in the tyre. And then we could try that with just the mediums, I suppose. But we'll see how many more laps we can get away with on these tyres. We can do a couple more laps at least. There hasn't been any kind of safety car yet, you know, virtual or full. And Rosberg isn't too far behind. We're going to get lapped by Rosberg. Oh my god. Both of the Force Indies are in, Sutil and Duresta. And there goes Sutil on a set of mediums. There goes Massa and Grosjean. Vettel's in the pits. I bet he goes soft tyres. Yeah, soft tyres. Seb's going to be quick. He's going to get out before... He's going to get out way before Jensen even gets close to the pit lane. He's going to come out not far behind Schumacher. And there we go. Schumacher's just gone through. Got an issue for Valtteri now. We might actually hear what that is.
On the corner exits, I felt a bit of lag on the power.
If you're driving in an F1 game in P1 and there's a safety car, should you only pit if you have the gap that you can manage or strategically necessary? It's going to vary, I think, depending on the race, depending on the track, depending on how many laps are left. It also is going to depend on the cars behind you as to the gaps that they have. You know, there's a chance they might not box and try and get track position on you and then hang on against you having fresh tyres behind them. If the cars behind them are quite close, they might not box so they can at least keep P2. Is it 41.2 degrees? We're going to go with the soft anyway.
Box.
Yeah, it's not a question you can easily say. I mean, it depends on... Oh, for fuck's sake, Jensen.
Here we have blue flags.
Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. Very heavy on the brakes. Now, they did leave it very late.
Yeah, it's going to depend on a race-by-race basis. There's no right or wrong definitive answer. As there goes Mark Webber. Oh my God, we're losing so much time. damaged the... no, it's just the tyres. I was wondering if we damaged the underfloor as well for a second then. I didn't actually pay attention. I didn't see what Schumacher's lap time was. And there goes Nico Rosberg. So Schumacher is now a lap down as well. Ouch. 2.409. That's a quick stop. Second quickest stop of the day.
Your P12.
Not even getting points with Jensen after that disastrous in-lap. And we need to get through to use the pace of these tyres, but I don't know if we're going to be able to stay ahead. That's the problem. Let them come up to temperature first, and then we'll try and punch our way through. Jensen's so far behind now that we can push the fuel without worrying about it. He's not going to unlap himself.
Lift and coast.
There's the race leader just in front of Schumacher, more than half, well, about half a lap ahead. No, I don't think Vettel will get on the podium. I mean, the front runners had too much pace, but I do expect him to catch Kimi Raikkonen before the end of the Grand Prix. Oh, Massa with an issue. Means he might be vulnerable.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Oh, there's another engine issue for Alonso.
Check the throttle.
It is. Oh, his car had managed to shake off that initial engine problem. Then it came back, and now it's escalating, which means Alonso might end up retiring. And we desperately need that to happen if we're going to have any chance of getting our drivers into where they need to be. Right, we have to go for it. I think we would be quick enough on these tyres to maybe stay ahead of Rosberg. I don't know if we'll be able to actually get past the blue flags though. Got the DRS, which really helped. Can we make sure we get far enough ahead that we're not going to get blue flags straight back through again? Going to give Jensen some pace now to try and go after Still, and then we've got a long way to go to get onto Gutierrez. But we should have enough pace to catch him. Maldonado in for another stop. Schumacher sets the new fastest lap of 104.6.
Be nice to get past.
Shadow and Vern swapping places over P17.
There are opportunities ahead.
You see we've got a nice little gap over Rosberg here. 104.7, very nice. Right, into top up, turn off the fuel burn, and turn down the tyres. Hope we can stay clear. Button has caught Satil. Massa into the pits.
Cool the carb. Has DRS, 1 second.
There we go. We're through. We can keep pushing the fuel a little bit longer. I think about 1.3, 1.4 kilos a lap here.
Tyre management, everything's good. Recharge on.
Nice, we get some DRS off the back of Lotus. Shit. We're stuck.
Recharge on is good. Just increased LICO.
Why not harvest and top up? Because you lose a lot of time when you're topping up, when you're harvesting, whereas top up you don't lose much. You are able to keep using your battery almost as efficiently as if you were just in neutral. But you lose a lot of acceleration out of the corners when you're in harvest mode. I only do it when I'm definitely into the DRS range, like this, so that it gives me a chance to close that gap back up again on the straights for the next braking zone. Lotus and stuck behind. We're stuck behind Raikkonen, which means Vettel is closing in on the back of us. There's Seb. About to put a lap on Satil. Speaks volumes about how bad it's gone for Jensen. If the fact that we are about to get lapped by Vettel.
Push. Okay, use deploy. Pick clear air if you can.
Ah, damn it! We got blue flagged again. We managed to avoid that with Schumacher, but it did not work our way this time. which means Seb is about to put a lap on me.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Lift off end of straight. Recharge on.
There goes Seb. What an awful afternoon for Jensen. Hopefully, though, that was Gutierrez just getting overtaken and lapped. Yes, it was.
Use the overtake button.
So we are on course to be able to get back into the top 10, but we've had to work ridiculously hard
There's still opportunities here.
just to secure a top 10 finish here. Way harder than we should have had to.
Recharge on.
Oh, yellow flag. Who was
We
that
don't
for?
want to lose too much time.
Somebody crash. Vettel has crashed. Oh, just a minor contact. I thought for a second then we might see the two of them drop off the track, and that would have been amazing.
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
Vettel and Raikkonen just banging wheels.
Use overtake.
Penalty? Nope. It's a racing incident. Alonso's race has fallen apart with that engine issue. He's still only P4. Well, he's not too far behind Hamilton, but I don't think he's got the pace now with that engine issue to actually catch him. And we have to get this move done ASAP now.
Maximum PU cooling.
That's Kimi. Don't know if we'll actually be able to get him or not. We'll try. Will it blue flag me back behind him again?
Recharge on.
Possibly. Let's just make sure that we stay close enough that we can get a recharge on the battery and stay ahead of Gutierrez.
Has DRS.
Schumacher still has the fastest lap. I don't think that's going to get taken away. I don't think we're going to catch Massa. So it's going to be another race where we finish with both cars in the points just, and we get no money from the sponsors at a point where we desperately needed money to pay for the upgrades that we're building. We might have to cancel a couple of the parts that we were building to be able to pay for the underfloors. We're only lapping, what, 0.6 of a second quicker than Massa. We're not going to catch him. Not unless he develops a major issue now. Oh, come on. Massively blocked there. And that has put me under pressure from Satil.
Recharge on.
From Gutierrez, sorry. Satil closing in on the back of Gutierrez as well. There's Gutierrez and Satil. Hopefully Satil will...
Dash is correct for fuel. Consider slightly more lift and coast.
will make things easy for us initially, but if he gets through, it's going to be a problem.
How's the time?
Five laps to go for Schumacher and Jensen. In fact, no, Schumacher unlapped himself, didn't he? So 5 laps to go for Schumacher. For Jensen, sorry. 6 laps to go for Schumacher. It'll be 5 when he crosses the line. We are pulling back away from S01. Raikkonen's pace has picked up a little bit again. Okay, now it's 5 laps to Schumacher. And Mass has found some pace again. Satil putting that pressure back on Gutierrez, and the gap has expanded back up to over 2 seconds now. As, Gutierrez is losing time in every corner, having to defend here. And here comes Massa. Big lift from Satil to let Massa through. Oh, and Satil follows through. And Gutierrez is down to P12. But the gap's now 5 seconds thanks to that blue flagging situation. And we are closing back in on Kimi. We are going to go for it, see if we can unlap ourselves.
Use overtake.
Because I don't trust that we'll have enough. Can't remember exactly how much it is around here. I think it's 1.4 kilos, but if I'm wrong, then we run out of fuel. And I don't want that to happen again. Is it going to let me do this? Yes! It is going to let me do it. This time we were successful. Problem for Jules Bianchi's car. Don't know why I clicked it.
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
He's behind Rosberg, so that's 4 laps now. Yeah, this season is going to be a complete write-off. But the biggest challenge this season is going to be just seeing if we can actually avoid getting sacked. And this result is not going to go any way towards helping alleviate that issue. We are going to be in serious trouble by the end of the year. If we even get to the midpoint of the season, we'll get past the midpoint of the season. We will have our review after the next Grand Prix in Hungary, just before we go to Spa. This is going to be another disappointed result. Ford already has low confidence. There's every chance they could lose confidence before the review. And if that happens, we're toast. We're done. Final lap for Michael Schumacher. Rosberg crosses the line to win the Grand Prix. It's going to be Webber second, Hamilton third. Alonso will hold on for fourth, but this is a race he really should have won.
And Mercedes take home the win.
You can't say they didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
Pack is low.
Jensen crosses the line, a lap down to
That's
finish
the
in
checkered
P10. Schumacher, the
P10.
last car on the lead lap.
Good job.
He's going to get the fastest lap.
So usually instructions, engine off, wait 5 seconds, and then you can turn the ignition off.
But we do not have the tyre wear we need to be competitive. We are losing so much pace as our tyres degrade compared to the rest of the grid. Because we have the very worst tyre wear.
And on our screens at the
dear.
moment, the McLaren driver.
Just managing a finish in the points, having crossed the line in 10th.
Now, Karun, with that result in mind, what would they be feeling like down at McLaren?
They didn't do too badly today. A pretty respectable outcome as far as they'll be concerned. But they need to keep pushing. They can't afford to sit back.
And that's it for this weekend here in Austria.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Would hardly call the Hungaroring exhilarating. There we go. It is Nico Rosberg who has the race win. I think that's his first win of the season. Webber in second, Hamilton third, Alonso in fourth. Looked for all the world that it was going to be his Grand Prix at the start of the race, and then those engine issues one with a temporary issue at the beginning, and then a return of an engine issue that became a lot more severe later in the Grand Prix, put paid to any chance of even making the podium. Grosjean gets P5. Seb from the pit lane ends up in P6, having beaten Kimi Räikkönen by quite a good margin as well. Look, 11.5 seconds ahead of him. Then Massa finishes P8, Schumacher P9 with the fastest lap, and then Jensen P10. A bad race for Jensen and a lap down as well. Then we had Sutil from Gutierrez, Di Resta, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Maldonado, Ricciardo, Verne, Bianchi, Van der Garde, Chilton, and Peak. The bottom four lapped 4 times, and then everyone from Verne up to and including Valtteri lapped twice. So 6 wins for Seb. Puts him on 191 points, just 8 points scored this weekend. Alonso missing out on his chance to get his first win of the season. Does close the gap by 4, but he's still a long way back on 127. He is 64 points behind. Hamilton in third on 125, closes the gap to Alonso by 3. He's just 2 points behind now. And Rosberg's first win of the season brings him above Mark Webber by 7 points and 11 behind teammate Hamilton. He's on 114. Webber on 107 slips down to 5th. Then it's Raikkonen in 6th with 70 points. Schumacher 7th with 46. Massa with 44 in 8th. Grosjean moves ahead of Button by a point into 9th. He has 41. Jensen on 40. Still no other changes elsewhere. It's 4 points from Paul Di Resta. No one else has scored. But Sutil has moved ahead of Ricciardo into 11th place. Gutierrez moves above Verne into 14th. Sutil moves up into 12th, not 11th. Then it's Hulkenberg from Bottas, Peak, Van der Garde, Maldonado up a place to 20th ahead of Max Chilton and Jules Bianchi. In the constructors' standings, 26 points for Red Bull. Big points for Mercedes, though, 40 points. They have closed the gap quite nicely, 14 points pulled back over Red Bull today. So the gap now sits at 59 points. Then Ferrari in third on 171. Lotus stretching away from us. They're on 111 now. We're on just 86. That's just 3 points a race for the last 2 races now for us. Force India in 6th are still on just those 4 points. And then no change to anyone else. It's Toro Rosso from Sauber, Williams, Caterham, and then Marussia. But I think we'll have done well in the pit stops today. Let's see. Di Resta got the quickest stop. Then Ferrari got second with Massa's stop. We got third. Williams got 4th and 5th. 6th for Marussia. 7th for Caterham. 8th for Toro Rosso. 9th for Caterham. And 10th for Schumacher. His second stop definitely quicker than his first. Not amazingly quick, but enough to get us an extra point. So, are we still top in this championship? We are. And Ferrari move above Red Bull, who failed to score this weekend. Our gap has come down by 2 points. But, well, I say it's come down by 2 points. It's actually gone up, I think. Trying to think how far behind were we were. Let's see. We were 48 points ahead. Yeah, it's come down. We're 39 points ahead now. No, not even that. 29 points behind. My brain's not working. We were on 154. We were 34 points ahead. Now we're 29 points ahead. That doesn't seem right, but that's the way it is. Caterham in 4th, more points for them. They are having a really good season as far as pit stops go, with 116 points. Williams also getting some big points today. A good result for them. They're on 100 points now. Force India up 2 places to move ahead of Mercedes and Toro Rosso. They're on 71. 68 for Toro Rosso. Mercedes had a little bit of a mini revival after what's been a pretty poor season for them in the pits this year, with big points in the last race, but back to normal this weekend. No points again. They stay on 46. Lotus on 40. Sauber with 33, and it's Marussia with 16. Now you see a summary of our stops. About a tenth of a second and change quicker on the second stop for Schumacher, and both of Button's stops were good. It's a shame that we couldn't have a stop like that for Michael. No bonuses paid out, either to us or to the drivers. So we are going to be very, very short on cash. All right, Ben Barnicoat has improved to a 62 overall. That's about the only good thing coming out of this Grand Prix. I am dreading checking in with the board. There's no email saying that they've lost confidence yet, so that's something. Let's go through our emails. So starting off with post-race data. Both cars came through unscathed. That's something. Let's see what everyone else is up to. What's VJ saying? The season's going well, absolutely. Yeah, well, for now, but those fraud charges are coming. Marussia, let's see. Currently in 11th. Jules Bianchi's doing the best he can with what they have, says Aya Komatsu. Who is not the team principal of Marussia. Drivers, let's see. Schumacher now up to a 42 on smoothness, a 40 on defending, and a 51 on reactions. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Main drivers, any changes? An extra point in defending for Jensen. Surprised to see that. Let's check in then with board, see how angry they are. Still low confidence. It's another disappointed. Oh my god. Every Grand Prix is just bad. So, at least we got some money. We got some money from the end of the month. We've got 2.8 mil. So we can now afford to... Oh, we've got the floors already going through. Okay. We don't quite have enough to get another intense part going, but we're going to hold on to that cash for now. Let's see. We're going to do our pit crew training for July. So, let's get that in place. At least our pit crew's been consistently good this year. A lot of fatigue at the start of the month because we finished on a race day, so we need to go a few days to bring that down to a manageable level. And we'll go with some split training so we don't completely exhaust ourselves before Hungary. Day of car building in there as well. Might be able to get another day of training in. There we go, perfect. And then when we come out from Hungary, we'll give them the Monday off. We'll go into some split training. And then this Monday here is when we find out if we're going to get fired or not. And it's all dependent on whether this is the race that breaks the camel's back. As far as the board's concerned, if that's another disappointed, which it probably will be, that might be it. They might lose confidence from that race, and that might be all she wrote. Because there'll be no time to improve before the mid-season review, because the next race will be after the review. So, yeah, we might not make Spa. We might be as good as we're going to get. There we go. And then we will have a mid-season break. Go. So that's our training plotted in for July. Uh, 11 days to go. At least we'll have new parts for Jensen. Something purple. Ooh, a design center improvement. Now that we have an opportunity to do something. Yeah, we are going to approve that. We absolutely need to approve that. Just want to remind myself what the technical changes are. Is it 5% across everything? It is 5% across everything. So we can actually get some research done, some cheap research. I need to take advantage of this. Let's get some research started in now. We've got an ATR period. We're going to save that for the next suspension upgrade that we're going to try and do to try and rebalance out our suspension. We need to improve downforce. Just go completely blank on all of the sliders. There's no point favouring any one area over the other. So let's get one of those plotted in on the underfloor, and then we'll get some more going when we get a bit more cash. Alright, we've got spare front wings. Very nice. In fact, let me claw back some money from one of those underfloors and from one of those side pods. There we go, just have one spare on each of those. We'll do the same with the chassis as well. And that has given me enough money to get another project going and start building. Actually, how long till the suspensions? 15 days. We've got a race in 8 days. We can get 2 more research projects started. And that's going to have to be chassis and side pods, because we can't afford to do a wing. The wings are 1.8 mil. There we go. So, not only are we getting 2 extra slots, but we're getting a boost from our design center as a result of that improvement as well. If we go to facilities, you can see here we should be getting 4% on those values, but we're actually getting 4.5% as a result. In fact, no, we should be getting 3%. The upgrade would take us to 4%. So we're getting an extra 1.5% improvement on these values here by having that boost, which means that we will be able to contribute more to all of that research than we would normally. And on top of that, the next sort of actual upgrades of the car as well should also get a nice extra little boost. Hopefully that will help us close the gap to, at the very least, Renault Renault Lotus. Or Lotus Renault. Right, let's go to the warehouse. We can now install the chassis for Jensen. He's already got the front wing, and we've got a couple of extra spares there. He's got a side pod that we can put on now. We've got one more side pod to come and one more chassis to come. And what was the other part? It's the underfloor. We've got one for Schumacher. Let's install that now. And I think we'll have the other one in time. We've got a new regulation vote coming up. Paddy Lowe goes up to an 86 overall. Nicholas Hennell goes up to an 87. Very nice. Right, what is the vote? Oh, hang on a minute. We're supposed to be having 6 gearboxes, 6 ERS, and 6 engines. Where are the extra engines? They're not there. Yeah, we'll vote for that because I reckon the AI might have them and we don't. So we will do that. There's no way we've got 6 engines. There we go. Got a spare chassis. Got some drivers here who are listed as retiring. These might actually be being reset at the end of the season. I don't know. Pedro De La Rosa, David Rigon, Andrew Tang, Gary Paffett. There's our current standings. We've got 1 more day. No, 2 more days. It's car parts. Do I have that extra underfloor now? Not yet. How long on the underfloor? 1 day. We will get it in time. Just. There we go. There's the underfloor. So, both cars equal spec. Let's have a look. So, speed has dipped again. DRS is still good. Downforce still middling. Yeah, I don't think we've made real improvement at all, have we? I mean, that all we basically improved on Schumacher's car was the underfloor for a little bit more downforce at the cost of a tiny little bit of dirty air performance. It wasn't exactly a big gain. We've got that suspension still to come. It's 7 days away. It's going to be a rubbish one. It's not one we're going to be putting on the car. We are immediately going to be starting to build another one with full ATR allocation on it, and it'll also now have that boost from the design center as well. So we might actually be able to fix our suspension issues and our tyre wear issues before the end of the season, which would be quite nice, assuming we make it to the end of the season. We might not actually survive after the next Grand Prix. We have not had a result that is anything less than anything better than disappointing so far this year. So we're on really thin ice with the board. And I just don't know whether or not we're actually going to be able to survive Hungary. Hungary might be, as I say, the straw that breaks the camel's back. It might be the race that pushes the board over the edge and says, enough is enough. We've lost confidence in you. A week later, we get a review and we are fired. So it's all to play for tomorrow. It's going to be a very nervy way to end the week. We could be going into the weekend out of a job. So, yeah. If that happens, I don't know whether we'll actually be able to carry on, because it won't be the end of the season. It might just be end of file and we have to start all over again. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We might just sneak our way through. But, yeah, make sure you're here for that tomorrow to see whether or not we do actually get fired or whether we can, you know, go another 6 months or so. So, yeah, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. It wasn't a particularly exciting race. We had some particularly bad moments. For Jensen in particular, had a really bad race. Michael had a decent race, but the car definitely needs more of everything that we just don't have at the moment. We are losing ground to Lotus. If we can get through into the second half of the season, there is now a real chance that we can make some meaningful upgrades with this boost that we've got, if we've got some money to spend as well. So there is an opportunity for us to try and turn things around in the second half, but yeah, this is going to be a very, very difficult challenge indeed. So yeah, if you have enjoyed today's race, or if you want to take some pity on me, which I won't you know, say no to, then hit that thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already done so. Make sure to click on the bell for notifications for when the live streams start. Keep your eyes out for some Battlestar Galactica coming to the channel very soon. And I'll be back at the usual time tomorrow, 8 PM, for potentially our final race of this this run through, depending on whether or not we can survive. You need to be here to find out. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.